DaVinci Resolve is my go-to video editing software, and I'm often frustrated with the complex and expansive command set. Where is that freeze frame command? Ah, there it is. And there's a huge base of users who share tips and tricks to make learning the software easier, like one of my favorites, MrAlexTech. But despite Alex's fine presentation of tips and tricks, I always find myself asking, now where is that insert any other command? But I've found my solution. It's time for me to share another tool I use to create my retro computing content. Before I begin, don't forget you can support the channel. Check out the link down below, buymeacoffee.com/retrocombs, and join my producers, executive producers, or VIC 20 level producers who all get great extras, including access to my Discord so that you can keep touch and chat with me in between videos and live streams. As always, you'll find all the links you need down in the video description below. So let me talk about a concept called the command palette. Obsidian, Sublime Text, and Visual Studio Code users power their way through these apps using a command palette. The command palette activates when you hit a shortcut. When the palette displays, the user types the first few letters of a command, and the command reveals available software options. The command palette is unique to specific software until now and unless you're a Mac user. While listening to the Mac Power users, the guys mentioned the software Paletor, a $7 Mac OS X application that's also available on SetApp. Paletor provides a command palette access to every Mac application. That's what they promised anyway. I was intrigued, researched the app, and said this would be awesome with DaVinci Resolve. Why DaVinci Resolve? Because the software is inundated with commands in the pull-down menus, and I can never remember where things are located or their keyboard shortcuts. DaVinci Resolve does not include a command palette. It does include a help function that searches available commands, but you need to mouse up to the menu, select it, and then type the name of the command. With Paletor, I activate the app, type a few letters, and boom! Let me show you how it works with these 10 examples that supercharge my workflow. First of all, at the beginning I mentioned freeze frame. Here's how quickly I can access the freeze frame function. I frequently use dual monitors when editing video, and now I can quickly access the dual display views. Need to create a new timeline? Simple with Paletor. Need to find that clip in the media page? I can do that. Or what about Fairlight to work on some sound? Sometimes I just want to turn the inspector on and off to provide some more room for editing tools. What if I need to quickly split a clip? Can't find effects? Here they are. And finally, how about some transitions? This is a small sampling of the power of pull-down menu access using Paletor. Sure, DaVinci Resolve includes keyboard shortcuts, but Paletor simplifies and reveals these commands. Here's one last use case example. Let's say you know there's a command in the edit menu, but you can't remember the name. Paletor can reveal it. Simply activate Paletor with Shift-Command-P, type edit, and then an arrow will appear next to the word. Hit tab or arrow right, and Paletor will display the commands in that menu. Type a few letters to limit the options even further. So that's pretty simple. Paletor works with DaVinci Resolve, but it is important to note that this software works with any Mac OS X software. If a title includes its own command palette, Paletor has a preference option to deactivate it. Speaking of preferences, here are a few of the other options you'll find in Paletor. You can start on login. You can show the current app icon on the left. You can show options on right. You can set the number of items to display. You can change the theme. You can change the hotkey, but why would you want to? You can exclude apps, which is great for software that includes their own palette. You can exclude menu or menu items if you find you don't use them. And in the future, you'll be able to install additional extensions. Paletor is valuable for content creators on a Mac beyond just video editing. For instance, I do all my writing in IA Writer, which does not include a command palette. So that's a quick look at Paletor and how it can supercharge your DaVinci Resolve workflow. If you find Paletor useful for your workflow, post a comment down below if you will. If you're interested in another video tool I use, check out my use a USB webcam with an ATM Mini and the RGB Link Tail 1 Tiny video right here. If you need more of my retro computing content, check out my Mega 65 introductory video right here. So there's another tool that retroCombs uses to produce all of his fabulous, well, at least I think it's fabulous, retro computing content. At this time, retroCombs out.